You hang on, boy. Slow the plane on the right.
"1:30 in the morning, and White Watch are waiting for a shout, an emergency call for help.
Plate back the key. Next place, spinning the plate over the governor's bedroom.
Twice a week, they're on duty all through the night. So far, it's been quiet, and they have energy to spare.
Stand and face outside. I like the governor. Good bloody noise. Blake, governor. I think someone slipped on the job. Move back to the governor. Let's put chicken shop over the governor. I thought this smelled foul. Who's these noisy bastards up there? Rolling.
Sorry?
Who's got rolling going?
I don't know, I didn't know rolling.
You've got to go and get them across the floor.
Oh.
I don't know, I was washing my hair.
Oh, sleeping up there, you
I've
go.
come up because I thought you were going to give them some bit of polish.
It wasn't me, go.
They are lively, and I don't think I could stand a boring, you know, watch that sort of sit around, and the liveliness is part of the watch. If you get a fire, if you get an incident, a working incident, they've got somewhere to work off that energy they built up with the adrenaline. If, however, it's a nothing shout, all that energy is still there. It needs an outlet.
We got on the back here.
The next night is busier.
Right, yeah, okay. Let's stomp your helmet, mate.
It is a dangerous job. Definitely dangerous. But it depends on how you approach it as to how dangerous it is. If I go into a job and there's somebody behind me, if I get into trouble, I expect that man to back me up, which everyone on this station would. There's no two ways about it. I can't let them down, they can't let me down. My life depends on it, their life depends on it. And that is why, when we go out and we socialise and everything, we are so close together. We're like another little family. We are like sort of brothers, and we're all sort of happy together and everything. But if you didn't have that sort of happiness and that closeness, that would reflect out on the fireground, I think. We go out for a good cause. I mean, we collect the 20 years of Best Children's Hospital, and children have got a special place, I think. And we built the trailer from an old caravan chassis, which we cut in half, we welded it together, and then we built the canopy. Everyone gets involved in it, but it's great, it's a good feeling.
Didn't I? Yeah. Yes, Merry Christmas. Have you put your hand in your pocket yet? to put me in my pocket?
He wasn't kissing over, he's under the mist show. Jump over me, quick. Jump over me, down.
Sorry, you want some money? Yeah, for charity, yeah.
Wait, don't get excited, you won't be able to carry anybody out.
Don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen. Give generously, please. London Fire Brigade collected for the Queen Elizabeth Children's Hospital. You have them, and we'll save them.
Fire Brigade come round last week. The mother-in-law's kitchen was on fire, and they bloody well saved her. I've got a right hump to them. 3 times this year they've saved her.
Good breakfast you cook. Don't tell the old man.
What have you got in there? This will frighten them.
Behind the high spirits, there's often considerable stress. Ken Clay, an experienced firefighter at Kingsland, has now stopped driving on medical advice.
When I first started driving, the consideration given to fire engines was incredible. I mean, but over the years, I suppose with the build-up of traffic, the courtesy has gone out of it. I can quite honestly say, every fire call I go out, someone tries to cut me up.
The constant frustration at being held up when answering a call made Ken Clay take drastic action.
So I pulled onto the forecourt, and there was a van parked in the front of the station which was blocking my view to the right. So I looked to the right to see if there was anything coming, and there was a car going to turn left out the side turning that runs down the side of the station. And I looked the man straight in the eyes, and I could tell by the way he looked at me that his objective was to get round and cross in front of me before I could pull out. He had no intention of giving away at all. And my reaction was to pull straight across the road, forgetting where I was going and what I was doing, just to pull straight across the road to block him off. And this is all brought about by over the years and the months of inconsiderate drivers doing this type of thing. This doesn't happen just now and again. It happens shout after shout after shout. And not just one driver, driver after driver after driver. On another occasion, I had a woman passenger actually throw her hands, bury her head in her hands and throw her head down like that because she thought I was going to drive into the side of the car, which was my intention. I just pulled myself short at the end. Again, that was turning right out of the station. Anyway, 2 cars that could have easily have stopped come through. And this third chap, I could see he had no intentions of giving way at all. And I thought, well, I've had enough. And I got the steering wheel and I threw it round. And then I just hit the brake because I would have gone into the side of him. But in fact, what I hadn't taken into consideration was the obelisk in the side turning. And he very, very nearly ran into it. And as I say, as he swerved over, his passenger threw her head down into her lap. And I assume it's because she'd seen the obelisk.
And for a moment, did you intend to hit that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was my objective. Yeah, my objective was to drive into the side of it, yeah, because I'm so fed up with it.
Get over! Get over! Get over!
There's also the tension of handling the unexpected.
Black he's the one with the hair shaved up the side.
As we were driving up Lansdowne Drive, I suddenly glanced across and saw this van with a man sitting with blood streaming out of his head. So I told the driver to pull up round the corner. We went back to see what had happened, see if we could render any assistance. 2 of the crew members got the first aid kit out and rendered first aid. It appeared he'd been attacked by some men in the street, and this van driver pulled up, and the men had then run away. They'd helped him in the van to sort of get him off the street. It's fairly severe head injuries. Possibly, one of the lads said it looked as though there could possibly be a fractured skull there even.
Pulled out, and we're coming to this corner here, and we saw the black guy had hold of this chap here, like this, and the white guy was hitting him with a wheel brace across the head, yeah, and he was hitting him across the legs with a piece of, like a club. Like a piece of picket fence, yeah? Anyway, we stopped the van, we got out the van. Yeah, stop it, you know. Anyway, they went for us. They said, do you want something? Steady over there, nice and steady, all right? Just put your feet down there. Hold it. Just face right there.
This victim was fortunate. He was out of hospital within hours.
I've got the comb, you wouldn't believe it.
He's a good bang. Good bang. We've all got combs. Bang. Well, I've done all the things, right? I've done all the right amount of doodah in it.
Yeah. Anyway, have a good Christmas, lads. We'll get cleared up, and then we'll see about the rest of the day.
Alcohol is not allowed at the station, even at their Christmas lunch, but that doesn't dampen their exuberance. Ian Atkinson started a food fight and was to pay a medieval penalty.
Don't kick him in the back. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Nothing spilled, sorry. Oh, that's all right by me. Oh, hang on,
Might get it outside.
No, I won't. No, they're doing me.
I've got a grandmother that's half German, and obviously it's a good lever for them to start jokes on, and they tend to use it, make the most of it.
Still proud of your nasty friend. Yes, nasty about now. Where's Jason? Isn't it Jason? The Revenge of the Poles. Get his head in. Get in now. Okay. Oh, yeah. Did your wife know you're bald?
She does now.
You're going to do some praying, boy. Oh, well, what were you saying about the poles? I'm not going to wash him off. What are you going to do? Seriously? Hold your breath, please. See how perfect. Hold on. God, that is cold. Whoa! Feel, from the front. So you can see. I think we should all get a little bit of food and frat at him, Michelle. I've got a little bit. Take his mask off. I've got a leg of lamb. I'm going to throw Cliff. This is for being a snob. You've got to apologise to us now. Hold on. I'm going to stuff him as well. No! That's how I hold it. Yeah, wash him off. Hold your breath, please. Hold your breath. That's it. Yeah. Well done, Ian. No, we didn't mean it, mate. Well done, Ian. I wasn't coming here. I got us involved with you. Right, let's go upstairs and do the washing up you like the car.
It was a funny feeling, actually. After they did that to me, I felt even more a part of the watch. It was quite breathtaking and inspiring. You know, it tended to draw me into the watch. So I've got no...
Even though it must have been freezing?
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's why I said it was breathtaking. It was breathtakingly cold, but no, it didn't do me any harm mentally. It's just very cold.
Younger firefighters are always eager for more action, but some older ones, like Ken Clay, have seen much they'd like to forget.
I can remember all the serious incidences that I've been on vividly. I can remember the first person's report I had. There was an old boy, about 70, 75, and his daughter was running up and down the street screaming out, my dad, and she had her hands in her hair and she was pulling her hair out by the roots. Now, you can't forget that, and you also can't forget the state that body was in, and this man was still alive when we got him out. and it looked as if someone had got a razor and just lifted his skin off. He was just red all the way over. The only place he wasn't, he's still, I don't know, his pyjamas burnt off him, and he was wearing pyjamas, we know that. He just had his underpants on. But the rest of his body was just open. That man lived for about a week. I don't know how, but he did. You can't forget, you can't discard something like that. I mean, and I could tell you about loads of similar types of things. You can't get rid of it. You just can't get rid of it. Another one to highlight, just a slightly different side of the thing is, the first job I had where I had people very, very badly burnt. When a human skin is badly burnt, it don't just lift off, it goes like pork crackling. You know your Sunday joint. It looks and it smells exactly the same. You can't get rid of that. I couldn't eat pork for ages after that. I couldn't eat anything cooked for 3 days after that because the stench was in my nose. And I can still see those people. The other thing is as well, I didn't even realise when I went in there, because there was me and another chap went in to find these people. I didn't even realise when I saw them that they were bodies. I thought they were tailors' dummies. I mean, the hair had just shriveled up into a little black knot on top of the head. It didn't look like anything. Well, it wasn't like anything. You can't throw it away. You can't get rid of that.
And yet, when firefighters come back from these incidents, they laugh.
They make light of it. I mean, you see, when I had that job. That was my first breathing apparatus job, and I'd only been in the job about 14 months, and it's all still pretty new to you then. And I mean, that was early hours of the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. All these blokes were sitting down, they were eating their breakfast. We had bacon and eggs, and as I just said to you, they smelt like pork. I felt physically sick. I had a cup of tea and I took it away. But they all sat laughing and joking, and I thought, these people are not human. But unless you adopt that attitude, you can't live with it. It's, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to bore you with it too much, but I mean, another occasion, I was in a building searching for someone, and opened up the wardrobe, and there's this young girl, about 14, 15, and she's in the wardrobe dead. She's in the wardrobe like that, and all this side of her body was burnt. You can't throw that away. You can't get rid of that. And there's loads and over. I mean, I've been in the job 22 years. These don't happen every day of the week. They don't happen every month. But over a period of years, you build up a catalogue, don't you?
And yet, there's some firefighters who say, particularly maybe 1 or 2 officers who say, you can't put up with that. You shouldn't be a firefighter.
Yeah, but I've said the same myself. I don't really know why I'm doing this interview. To be quite honest with you, there's a bravado in the fire brigade. You can't afford to dwell on it anyway, can you? For heaven's sakes, if you dwell on things like that, you'll go crazy. There's no doubt about it. You've got to make light of it. You've got to make light of it, or you can't exist. I don't think, anyway. Not for any length of time.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a little presentation to mark the money that we raised just before Christmas for both the Benevolent Fund and the Queen's Hospital for Sick Children. I think that a lot of hard work done by White Watch and other people and all the other watchers on the station who came and helped us on the day. Firstly, there's a cheque for £230 for the Benevolent Fund, Mr. Kennedy.
Thanks, Sean. Can I very quickly say thanks very much for this? I mean, I don't know if you do know, but this year I become the chairman of the Fire Services National Benevolent Fund across the whole of the country. And if you don't know, we've lost 6 firefighters in operational duty over the last 18 months. We've had another 27 quite seriously injured, and at least 3 of them will be on the totally handicapped register. And there is no doubt at all about it that being involved with King's Cross and seeing some of the other tragic circumstances over the years, there is no doubt that this money will be well spent. And thanks very much for everything you do for the community you serve. Thanks.
Thanks. And now, for the Queen Elizabeth Hospital for Sick Children, the 2 pieces of equipment, the money we have raised.
Right. I'd just like to say thank you very much to you, Colin, and to all members of the White Watch team and the members of the Kingsland Fire Brigade team. To thank you for your support this year as you have in previous years. Certainly the equipment that we see in front of us today is going to help us as nurses and medical staff to make our job easier in caring for the children. Thank you very much.
I don't think it's going to fly anywhere as it goes. I
think it could be a bit of a suicide bid if we threw it out there.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Put it in a box, take it back to the station.
It doesn't break, you see. First mate you've seen in weeks, isn't it?
Cheers. He's shit on me.
Good luck.
Yeah.
She must have brought it all the way upstairs.
Must be a bastard cat to get this, wasn't it? Did anyone see the cat? That's right, just hold it. That'll be alright. Look, we'll suffocate it now, won't we?
One distressed pigeon released from hysterical female.
What about your RSP show if it's hurt? What, this time of night?
Oh yeah, they're going to be over the moon, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to be over. How'd you like to lie about with a couple of hours of a broken leg all for the night? I'd like you to lie about with a broken leg for a couple of hours all for the night.
You've got your little welfare head on.
Come along, Brian. Who's got the helmet? Oh, who's put it in Andy's room? You got it here? What? No. It's all right. Get everyone down. This is the watch pigeon now. Right, should we do a bit of surgery? See what we'll eat.
One distressed pigeon released from one hysterical.
Yeah, it's probably it's hard to get food at the moment. Let me get some bread and milk.
We'll take it upstairs. I don't want to bloody.
Good night, Peter.
Good night.
We'll look back, are we, Ron?
Yes, sir.
Good.
No, you're getting a flat about it. Right, so you go out, please.